It's all cringe-worthy.
Wait, you just titled your new comedy special.
Cringe-worthy? You're good, dude. You are good. This is Kel Thompson, Cringe-worthy. Ah! So... I do have kids. I got two great little kids. One of them just had a birthday, 7 years old and 10 years old. Why is it that people think just because I have kids that I like kids? I mean, I like my own kids, but I really, really don't like other people's kids. Like, why do I have to go to a party on a Saturday morning? What happened to men that have a set of balls on them? Like, why is it like all men are being drugged by their spouses to parties on Saturday mornings, and it's the equivalent of like being at a daycare? Like, you should be at home scratching your balls instead of going to a daycare on a Saturday morning. And then what's worse than the kids running around and screaming all the time, we've got their parents, their pretentious fucking parents that we have to talk to. So you have to hang out and do small talk with all these assholes that think that they're the greatest parents since whatever parent is great. I don't know. Let's get into talking about kids, all right? So really, actually, I like kids a lot, okay? It's just not I like my kids. I don't like other people's kids as much, but on small doses I can take them. But let's talk about what's going on with kids. These kids are being heavily medicated in order to focus. What the problem is that kids are going from one screen to another screen. They're being fed a shitty diet, and then on top of that, they are not getting enough rest. They're not getting exercise. And all kids have ADD. None of them can concentrate anymore. All kids are getting medicated. Why do kids need to concentrate? Because they're going from screen to screen, from their iPad to their iPhone to their Xbox, their TV. They can't concentrate anymore because they're getting less sleep and getting less exercise than ever before in history. And why are they getting medicated? Because the doctors, who are fully aware that this isn't a real problem, that the kids are overstrung out on devices, are getting these hot pharmaceutical reps to come in. They're coming into their office that they're boning, and then they have to hand out the Adderall so they can justify having their pharmaceutical reps back. And then these kids are getting medicated, and it's not the kids' fault, it's the shitty parents' fault. And the parents, let me just tell you about them. I don't have anything on parents. Why is it that anybody can go on the internet and search for pornography, and there's just shitloads of it all over the internet? And I know you say that your porno is protected by the First Amendment, but I don't think that that's what the Founding Fathers had in mind. I think it was about protecting freedom of speech, but not protecting you beating off in your living room. Like, let's get real about this. And pornography needs to be under lock and key. What is our government doing if they can't lock down pornography? I'm not trying to take away your porno sites, but let's just face the fact that the amendments, which amendment is it that is freedom of expression? Why is it that, the First Amendment was not set up by the Founding Fathers so that people can watch porn on the internet. It's not set up to protect pornography. Why is it that our government, in its infinite wisdom, is not locking down pornography? It shouldn't be something that should just pop up on Google because my kid is searching for new names for his dog. I don't think that the Founding Fathers intended for the First Amendment to protect freedom of speech, which equals pornography. Let's lock this shit down. People can still beat off at home, I don't care, but it shouldn't be so easy to find free porn on the internet where kids are afraid to search for dog names. So have you ever been on a cruise?
Sure.
Yeah, I fucking hate cruises. Okay.
I'm sure you do.
Turns out they frown on grown men going on Disney cruises by themselves. So the next time I brought my wife and kids. Now, there's a day not unlike any other day where we all started drinking early. I know what you're thinking. A 6 and 9-year-old shouldn't be drinking, but we were in international waters, so it's okay. They went back to the room early, and I went for one more round on the ship, and I tiptoed into my room. And I heard my wife say something that she doesn't say after 15 years of marriage. She said, "Get naked." You don't have to tell me twice. I whipped off my clothes. I jumped into bed. She goes, "Go check on the kids. Make sure they're asleep." I said, "I'm aroused. You're drunk. You go check on the kids." So she gets out of bed, peels the little drape back. She goes, "Kids, are y'all asleep?" Both kids jump out of bed and go, "We need water, Mom." She goes, "Quick, honey, go into the bathroom." I jump up out of bed naked. I back into the light. The door closes. I look up, and there's my room number. I'm in the hallway of a cruise ship, naked with an erection. I looked both ways in a panic, and coming down the hallway is Donald Duck. He's heading home drunk, he just goes, and then he tries to squeeze by me in this little hallway, and he gets stuck right here. I'm in a panic, banging on the door. Right then, my stateroom door opens, and that's the time that my wife and kids saw Daddy fuck a duck. The only thing about cruise ships is they drop you off in places like Mexico, and I'm the gringo that tried to learn Espanol before I went down to Mexico. And if you ever download one of these internet courses, the first thing they teach you is ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Like, is that really the first thing you want to find when you get to Mexico? Like, where's the fucking library? If you're only going to learn one thing before you go down to Mexico, you should learn this line. It'll get you right through everything. ¿Dónde están las prostitutas y la cocaína? So I got back from the cruise, and I get served divorce papers, which is one way to find out that you're having a little bit of trouble on the home front. I asked the cop, I said, is this all you do, is drive around serving divorce papers all the time? And he goes, well, next I'm going to go over to your wife's house. And I said, you don't have to serve my wife divorce papers. You already served me the divorce papers. He goes, no, I'm hoping you serve your wife dinner, and then hopefully breakfast. Ah! So, yeah, there was some indication that my marriage was falling apart, and because I was going out doing comedy, and I thought that was good for my marriage to get me out of the house, and my wife would say, I'd say, are you sure it's okay if I go out and do comedy 2 or 3 nights a week? And she'd answer, it's okay with me, you're gonna go out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nights a week. I do not care, get the fuck out of the house. You can go to New York City, you can go to Los Angeles, you can go to Chicago. I do not care, just stay the fuck out of the house. You fat, funny old bastard. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? And she's like, no, it's a joke. You're very funny, I'm very funny, just get out. You know, they say, oh, okay, so my ex-wife said that she left me because I lack integrity. So I looked up on the internet what's integrity, and integrity is what you do when nobody else is watching. So to me, that's masturbation, using lubrication, or bestiality. I said, I'm just kidding, you guys. I don't use lubrication, just try bestiality. So I was arrested by I say it's like the whitest crime ever. Like, I was arrested for going to tide a fountain. And I'm like, does anybody know what tiding a fountain is? And it's when you take a box of Tide and you dump it into a fountain and it turns it into like a bathtub. And so me and my buddies and my brother were going to tide a fountain at his graduation. And a bike cop comes up, bring, bring, and is like, where are y'all going? And I'm like, we're going to do laundry. And he's like, y'all need to go home. And so we were going to go, my one friend was like, well, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And I'm like, you're a pussy. And then so he and I started a little scuff, and then the cop came back and took us to jail on the bike. We got a pump to jail.
Yep.
How is it things like marijuana in this country are not legal? How is it possible that marijuana is legal in 2 states, completely okay to smoke it in 2 states, yet there's people still incarcerated and criminalized and locked up for smoking marijuana? Like, I don't even like marijuana, but it's an insane notion that in one state you can be a free man, and another state you can be locked up. What's wrong with our country? While I'm on that, I'm in the middle of a divorce. Right? So I'm getting a divorce right now, and I've been talking to a lot of guys who have been going through divorces. If you don't pay your child support, you can be locked up. How does getting locked up? My friend of mine got locked up for 18 months for not paying his child support. Is he a deadbeat? I don't know. But is he more capable of paying his child support from prison? And then when he gets out of prison, how is he supposed to pay his child support when he just has a prison sentence behind him now? He's supposed to go get a job, so he gets taken away from his job, his family, gets locked up for 18 months, and then he's supposed to come out and pay child support? How is this a productive situation? And why is it, as a country, we're allowing this to happen? It's not funny. not yet. I'm working on it. That's it. Kel Thompson, Cringe Worthy. More. But wait, there's more.